Last month, when Halloween was right around the corner, I decided to do some extra special shiny hunting in the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. And that, of course, means shiny ghost types. However, in the true spirit of Spooky Month, I'm introducing a terrifying twist. On every shiny I find, I need to use Curse, a move that causes the target to lose a fourth of their HP every turn. In case that's not scary enough already, I must also spin the Wheel of Misfortune, which will determine how many turns I need to wait before I can even start to attempt catching any shiny. You might already be wondering, what happens when the wheel lands on 4? Well, don't worry, you're gonna find out. Why do I do this to myself? To make this challenge even harder for myself, I also have some additional rules. Number 1, no outbreaks whatsoever. Number 2, I can't use any status condition moves. Number 3, I can't use Master Balls. And number 4, I can't save the game when I find a shiny. Why do I come up with these ideas? Do I hate myself? At this point, I really don't know. Anyway, first we need a Pokemon to actually use Curse on the shinies. A Harbinger of Doom, an Agent of Chaos. And what Pokemon fits the description better than Hisuian Zorua? Okay, probably not what you expected, but come on. It's kind of funny that this adorable fluffball is going to be the one cursing Pokemon into the abyss during this challenge. But I wasn't going to use just any Hisuian Zorua. I was going to use a shiny one. And so our journey begins in the land of Hisui. Here in Legends Arceus, I'll be able to find wild Hisuian Zoruas. In my opinion, Zorua has one of the best shinies ever. It goes from a white coat with red highlights normally, to blue highlights for its shiny. To find a special colored one, all I needed to do was look for massive mass outbreaks in the Alabaster Icelands. And after a few trips back and forth from the village... Ooh, I found one. Alright, show me some Zoruas, please. Once I landed in the cold, I fed some berries to this Munchlax, who must be some sort of witch, because he was able to show me what Pokemon are in the MMO. And on my very first one, there was a Zorua outbreak with a star next to it, which meant that after the first outbreak, there was a guaranteed secondary one that could potentially have all Alpha Zoruas. But there was only one way to find out. I set out towards the Zorua outbreak. I knew in my heart that there probably wasn't going to be a shiny in this one. I mean, this was only my first outbreak, so there's no way that it was going to be this. Ew. I didn't even hear the shiny because I was playing without sound for some reason. But there it was. A beautiful blue Zorua. I was kind of just admiring it for a little bit before... Whoa. Okay, you're a little feisty. Here, have a sticky glob. And a jet ball once I can actually find it. Oops, I forgot how to play this game. After some embarrassing misses, I finally caught Zorua. I decided to name him Myro, a name that means peace, which is ironic because we know he's going to be bringing anything but peace. Now all there was left to do was get back to the present. And unfortunately, there was only one way to do that. Okay, that was a lot of stairs. Why am I so out of shape? Alright Arceus, I'm here. Please take me back to Paldea. What? I already did that. Wait, what? Ow! Was that really necessary? of these days, I swear I'm gonna get you back. Well, we made it back to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Before starting the hunt though, I need to get Myro in top shape since the Pokemon in Kitakami are pretty high level. And the fastest way to do that is a quick visit to Nurse Hoji.
Hi there. How can I help you?
I need to get my Zorua trained up as soon as possible, please.
Alright, no problem. I'll just need to do a few procedures here. Because you know what they say, if you love something, you gotta pump it full of vitamins and candy.
What? Literally no one says that, you psycho. Come on, Myro, we're out of here. I might not agree with the nurse's methods, but boy was it effective. Myro was suddenly the strongest Zorua in Paldea, and we were officially ready to begin. My goal in this video is to shiny hunt and curse every new ghost type in Kitakami. Oh, and as a bonus, I'll also be hunting some extra special shinies later, so make sure to watch until the end of the video for those. I decided to start off in the Timeless Woods, an area that is the home to several ghost type Pokemon. But when I arrived in the forest, I sensed something was wrong. And then I realized there was light out. Even though Mimikyu, Phantom, and Trevenant can spawn during the day, I wasn't going to start this hunt without the proper mood in place. So all I could do was stand in the corner as daylight slowly faded away, making way for the darkness. A darkness where all sorts of trouble could occur. After the moon finally settled in, I politely asked sandwich connoisseur Hoji to make me a sandwich made of red onions, all the peppers, prosciutto, and herba mystica, which gave me a ghost shiny title and encounter 3 boosts. What I realized over the next 30 minutes is that it was going to be pretty hard to spot some of these shinies. The lighting made every Mimikyu a potential shiny contender. I had to squint to see whether Lampin's fire was blue or purple. And Litwick, well, they're just so dang small that I had to get up close and personal to make sure they weren't shiny. All of these factors slowed me down, so unfortunately the only thing I got for my first sandwich was slightly worse eyesight. Surely the next sandwich will be better, right? It was daytime now, so our candle and lamp friends went back to the spirit world. But I wasn't giving up. After chowing down on another spooky sandwich, I wandered around once more. And it wasn't long before... Okay, wait, am I getting baited again or is that one shiny? Oh yes, this one is definitely shiny, let's go! Okay, I can't encounter it yet though. Let's spin the Wheel of Misfortune to see how many turns I need to curse it for. There's only one number I need to avoid, so we should be okay. Oh no. I couldn't believe it. The wheel has spoken, and on the very first shiny, it has chosen Pain. You probably already figured it out by now, but since Curse does 25% HP worth of damage each turn, a 4 meant I had to watch as one of my favorite subtle shinies fainted. With sadness in my heart, I encountered the Mimikyu. Myro cursed the Pikachu wannabe, sacrificing half of his own HP in the process. And then I watched as the curse took its toll on the poor shiny, until finally there was only one turn left. On the final turn, Mimikyu used Play Rough, doing some decent damage. Little did Mimikyu know, that was the last time it would ever play. As Mimikyu fainted, I realized that his ghost friends had surrounded me, watching in horror. Don't look at me like that. The wheel made me do it.
We won't forget this. We'll make you pay.
Their threats were scary, but I didn't have time to dwell on it. All I could do was keep moving forward. And it was a good thing that I did, because near the end of the same sandwich, I found one of my favorite shinies in Gen 6. Oh wait, that's shiny. I actually almost didn't notice it. The shiny is a lot more subtle in this game than I thought it would be. It looks so good though. Okay, please don't make me lose this one. Alright, what will the shiny gods give me this time? And of course, it's a 3. The second worst number to get. Okay, well, at least we have a chance this time. After encountering the shiny phantom, I healed Myro because he had taken damage from the previous curse. Then, Phantom decided he was going to take revenge into his own hands.
I saw what you did to Mimikyu. If I go, I'm taking you down with me.
Oh, it's like that, huh? The next turn, I hit Phantom with a curse directly to the face, only for it to use Forest Curse. A curse for a curse. It was almost poetic. However, the very next turn, it used a move that I could only dream of for a challenge like this. Ingrain, a move that heals the user every turn. When the wheel gave me a 3, I thought I would get only one chance to catch the Phantom. But with this, I just might have 2 chances. However, my hopes were quickly dashed the turn after when Phantom used Wood Hammer and took just as much recoil damage as it healed. Alright, so much for that. Okay, that was the third curse. Now it's my turn. You know, if I was smart, I would use a Dust Ball here and almost guarantee the capture. Most sane people would have done this. But if you can't tell by now, I'm not most sane people. Even while on the edge of a cliff, I decided to choose aesthetics over logic and threw out a Premier Ball. And I somehow caught her and wasn't punished at all. I gave Phantom the nickname Fudge, as in why the fudge did I just risk that? But you know, it worked out in the end, so that's all that matters. And with that, the sandwich boosts were gone. It was time for the next hunt. I thought about going to a different area, but I decided to stay in the Timeless Woods for now. I wanted a chance at redemption for Mimikyu. And I still really wanted a Litwick or Lampent to turn into a beautiful shiny chandelier. And less than a minute after eating a third sandwich, I was rewarded for my decision. Oh, hello! You've reincarnated and found your way back to me. Oh, and your buddy too. Okay, hold on guys. I need to spin the Wheel of Misfortune. Alright, come on. Don't do me dirty again. Oh my god. That was actually so close. It was a 1, but just barely. Literally, if I blew on it even a little bit, it would have been a 4 again. I sent out Myro once again, but this time he was wearing his Phantom Halloween costume. He then cursed Mimikyu, both physically and verbally.
I hope you always have wet socks.
No! The next turn, I could start attempting to catch the Mimikyu already. And of course, you know I had to do it with the Premier Ball again. It failed the first time, but surely the second time? Oh. And in a blink of an eye, I only had 1 chance left. Was I really going to risk it again? Did I not just learn my lesson? To both of those questions, yes. The answer is yes. With hope glittering in my eyes, I flung out the Premier Ball and... Uh-oh. What have I done? Mimikyu shared its pain with me one last time before going down to the curse. Immediately after, it started raining in the game, almost as if the world was telling me that I just messed up. Why do I do this to myself? Please, Mimikyu, give me one more chance.
I hope you get caught at every single traffic light.
Okay, come on. I know what I just did, but that's just cruel. At this point, I was getting a little full, but I forced down another sandwich because my work in the woods was not yet done. And within 5 minutes... Oh my gosh. Are you serious? There's no way this is in front of me right now. Hello there. You are such a gorgeous shiny, my goodness. Okay, enough stalling. The wheel is calling my name. Fortunately, the shiny gods allowed another one-turn spin. After encountering the shiny Trevenant, Myro cursed him and his future generations. After Trevenant took a turn of damage, it was time for, yup, you guessed it, a Premier Ball. Unfortunately, that failed, but the next turn, I realized that there was a different ball that would be even better. The Timer Ball. The white with the red highlights matched the shiny color perfectly. So I threw it out, but it failed again. Then my heart dropped as Trevenant used Woodhammer, almost knocking itself out, but surviving with a sliver of health. Whew, we still have a chance. Okay, hear me out. I know I should use an Ultra Ball or something here, but the Timer Ball matches so well. I think I'm gonna do it. Why am I so dumb? I can't watch. As the Timer Ball left my hands, I felt instant regret. The ball shook once, twice, and a final time before Trevenant broke out and shattered my dreams. He then fainted from curse, disappearing into the woods forever. I feel like the boy who cried wolf, but I'm telling you guys, I really learned my lesson this time. From now on, I promise the last ball I use will always be an effective one. Before I could emotionally recover from Trevenant, I ran into this little guy. Wait, another shiny? That was like 10 minutes since, well, we won't talk about the incident. Alright, it's time for redemption, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Alright, Wheel, please play nice. Okay, a 2. I can work with that. I encountered the Phantom, and you guys know the deal by now. Myro cursed it for 1,000 years. Unfortunately, after only 2 turns, Phantom was already at red health, since it was just spamming wood hammers and taking recoil damage. So once again, I was at a crossroads. On one path, there was aesthetics, but potentially a bunch of angry commenters. On the other path was actually catching the shiny, but sacrificing aesthetics. And yes, I know I just promised, but come on. It's at red health, so surely a Premier Ball will catch it this time. And so, with all that thinking, I decided to use an Ultra Ball. I got you guys for a little bit, didn't I? And of course, the Ultra Ball caught the Phantom. It didn't match the shiny color, but at least it was mine. This is Ball, whose nickname will be a permanent reminder of the aesthetics that were sacrificed here today. With an extra ball in my party, I roamed around the Timeless Woods. It was unlikely, but I still had another 10 minutes left to get a 3 shiny sandwich. That would be crazy, right? I said that would be crazy, right? Oh, perfect, right on cue. All jokes aside, with only a minute left in the sandwich, the shiny Mimikyu reincarnated once more. Whether it was here for revenge or to give me one more chance, I wasn't sure yet. Okay, this is redemption time. I know I said last time was redemption, but I was lying. This is it. 3rd time's a charm, right? I was filled with hope and determination, knowing that I was only one wheel spin away from securing the shiny and finally leaving these cursed woods. But then, disaster struck. I spun the wheel and it was a 4. The second 4, and it was once again on Mimikyu. I didn't know if this was bad luck, karma, or just plain cruelty from the shiny gods. But once again, I had to sit here and watch as one of my favorite shinies was cursed into the Shadow Realm. But then, there was a flicker of light in the darkness. As I healed Myro, waiting for the inevitable fourth turn of death, Mimikyu used Pain Split, instantly healing itself to full health. There was a chance. 3 turns of Curse later, it was at 25% HP, and I knew I only had one shot. I wasn't going to make the same mistake again. I was the best version of myself, empowered by all the lessons from the previously sacrificed Mimikyus. I threw out an Ultra Ball already tasting success. But once more, fate played with my heart. After a single shake, Mimikyu jumped out of the Pokeball. I heard the voices of the ghosts from before swirling around and taunting me. Mimikyu took its last curse hit, but somehow, through some insane turn of events, it lived. I thought that curse always did 25% HP, so I still have no idea how it survived the 4th hit, but it did. I threw out an Ultra Ball again, and this time, I caught her. I gave her the nickname Survivor as a reminder of how she beat impossible odds to join the team. And finally, Myro and I could leave the Timeless Woods to haunt a different area in Kitakami. There were 2 ghost types that I still really wanted to shiny hunt, Duskull and Litwick. Thankfully, both of them spawned in the same area during nighttime. A quick trip to the crystal pool and a sandwich later, I was ready to begin. My method for shiny hunting here might be a little complicated to understand, so listen up. So what I do is, I run around in circles. Did you get all that? Anyway, I soon realized that this place is pretty laggy. I mean, the crystal pool wouldn't be able to beat the lag tree thicket in a frame dropping contest, but it would be a close second. When there was around 10 minutes left on my sandwich, I decided to try the path outside of the pool just for a little change in both frame rates and scenery. And with the last few seconds counting down on the sandwich, ew, we got one. Let's go. Wow, that was literally a buzzer beater shiny. And it's almost daytime too. Wait, is it just me or did anyone else not know that Duskull only has one eye? I guess it makes sense because its evolutions only have one, but for some reason I never realized. After becoming a little wiser, I spun the Wheel of Misfortune and it was actually a 1, the best number possible. I encountered the red Duskull and Myro proceeded to curse it.
Avada Kedavra!
Duskull took some damage, and now it was time to get serious. Whoa, I can kinda get into Duskull's head with the camera angle. Okay, enough fooling around. Let's catch this. Alright, what Pokeball would look good? I really like the timer ball look actually. Yeah. And on the very first throw, Duskull was mine. I named it Dusty because I'm just creative like that. Don't worry, I'm going to be showing the shiny evolutions later in this video, but for now, I was on the search for a shiny candle. Did I already mention that Chandelure is one of the coolest shinies ever made? Because it is. So believe me when I say nothing was going to stop me from getting a shiny Litwick. Except for the sunlight, that is. In case you forgot, Litwick can't spawn during the day, so in the meantime, I decided to hunt for a shiny Oricorio. By going to Wisteria Pond, I found a bunch of Oricorio Sensu forms, which is a ghost flying type. Also, I'm kind of a sucker for shinies with flipped colors compared to their normal colors, so this would actually be an amazing shiny to have. Unfortunately, the first sandwich didn't give me any sky blue birds, but not long after consuming the second sandwich. Oi, you're a little different, aren't ya? You weren't one of my original targets for this video, but dang, you look so good. Now hopefully the wheel will be nice, and a 2. Not bad at all. Alright Myro, show him your best curse.
You're everyone's least favorite Oricorio form.
Alright, hurtful, but effective. Another creative curse from Myro, and 2 turns later, it was time to throw some Pokeballs. We even gathered a bit of an audience during the fight, so the pressure was on. For the first ball, I decided on a dive ball, which would look so good with the shiny. But unfortunately, Oricorio decided otherwise and broke out. I was once again in a situation that was a little too familiar at this point. Our backs against the wall. One more chance left. I went against all of my shiny hunter instincts and threw a mismatching Ultra Ball, successfully catching the Oricorio. I decided to name her Oreo, just because that's the first thing that I can think of when I say Oricorio. But that was the last remaining ghost Pokemon I actually wanted to shiny hunt in Kitakami besides Litwick. Now it was the waiting game again until nightfall, when I could hopefully find a shiny candle. As I stood there waiting for the stars, I had a lot of thoughts in my head. Is water wet? Does a straw have 1 hole or 2? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Also, say what you want about the game, and boy is there a lot to say. But the sky textures in this game are absolutely beautiful. Oh, and that wild subscribe button isn't too bad either. Kinda makes you want to press it to see its shiny form, doesn't it? Anyway, after a while the moon replaced the sun in the sky, and it was time to chow down on another sandwich and play Ring Around the Crystal Pool once more. However, things would go a little differently this time. Ooh, that one has blue flames, right? Oh my goodness, we actually found one. You're actually a lot more noticeable than I thought, buddy. Okay, it's wheel time. What will it be? A 2. 2 2s in a row. I encountered the Litwick and admired it for a little bit before Myro used Curse once more. At this point, I was already thinking about which Pokeball I should use. But of course, things never go as expected. Litwick decided to dash my hopes and dreams by using Mental on the first turn, a move that causes the user to faint. Needless to say, I was devastated. I'm pretty sure I went through all the stages of grief at once. But as I learned with the Mimikyu hunt, there was always a chance at redemption. Through bursts of tears, I forced down another sandwich and started making my rounds. After almost 30 minutes, it seemed like I wasn't going to get anything and I was ready to reset the game. But something told me that I should look around just one more time. Wait, that's another shiny Litwick. Let's go! I was literally about to reset because my sandwich ran out. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, time to spin the wheel. It's actually been pretty nice to me so far, so... Oh... Why? My worst nightmare came true as I saw the forest staring back at me. I was once again reminded of the ghost from the Timeless Woods who had promised that I would pay for the previous curses. I encountered the shiny and sadly told Myro to curse Litwick. I was already mentally preparing myself for the second lost shiny in a row when something incredible happened. It turns out that Litwick 2 knew Pain Split and healed back to full health on the second turn. There was a chance, but I couldn't celebrate yet. She still knew Memento and could faint any time before the 4 turns were up. Turn after turn, I braced myself for disappointment, but Litwick never used the move. And then, with a quarter of its HP left, I was finally free to throw a Pokeball. At the time, this was going to be my final shiny hunt, so I decided that I couldn't sacrifice aesthetics this time. I threw out a dive ball, praying to the shiny gods for a successful capture. But it wasn't meant to be. Litwick broke out, both from the Pokeball and from my dreams. I just had to hope that she would use Pain Split just one more time. Unfortunately, she didn't, and the curse took its toll on her for the last time. Or so I thought. In another miracle, Litwick survived with a sliver of health, and in that moment, I saw the spirit of Survivor the Mimikyu coursing through Litwick's flames. One final chance. I threw out another dive ball and caught it instantly. Another crazy series of events, but we did it. Lufa the Litwick has decided to join us for the remainder of our adventures in Paldea. But this challenge wasn't over yet. There was still one more special ghost that was calling for me from beyond the grave. I would go for an authentic Poltergeist and Masterpiece Sinistcha to end this challenge, but I've already shiny hunted both of them in a previous video. So for this bonus shiny hunt, I'm going to go for their distant cousin that can be found back in Paldea near Al Fornata. Authentic Sinistcha. If you weren't aware, the introduction of the Teal Mask DLC changed how outbreaks work.
Outbreaks? You literally said you weren't going to use outbreaks in the beginning of this video.
Okay, thank you. That's technically true, but as I was saying, normally finding an authentic Sinistcha is a 1% chance. However, with the changes, I could actually find an outbreak of all authentic Sinistcha. So yes, I'll be using an outbreak because without one, this might have to be its own separate video. Plus, this is a bonus shiny hunt, so I think it's okay to break the rules just for this, right? After eating a ghost encounter sandwich to boost the odds of finding ghost Pokemon outbreaks, I started resetting the time for a Sinistcha outbreak. I was actually looking for an outbreak with a question mark, because that's what would show up if you get a special outbreak with a form you've never encountered before. But after 15 minutes of resetting, when the first Sinistcha outbreak showed up on my map, I decided to check it out anyway. Once I got there, I caught one of the Sinistchas just to double check that they were phonies. To my surprise, it was on authentic form. I caught another to make sure, and that was authentic too. Either I was the luckiest guy ever and just hit a 1 in 10,000 odds, or this was an authentic Sinistcha outbreak. At some point, I must have encountered an authentic form and just never realized, which is why it showed up as a normal Sinistcha outbreak on the map. I wasn't going to let this good luck go to waste. I immediately sent out Myro and knocked out 60 Sinistcha to get the best shiny odds possible. Then, I started running around, keeping my eyes peeled for a pink teacup. However, I would immediately run into a few problems. Because Sinistcha can spawn in this area normally, I couldn't tell which ones were from the outbreak and which were not. That meant that even if I found a shiny, there was a risk that it was going to be a phony baloney one. And the other issue was that, like some of the previous hunts, Sinistcha was just so dang small. Also, their teeth or tongue or whatever this part is kept tricking me from a distance because it looks pretty similar to the shiny color. So after the first sandwich ran out, I decided to fix both of these problems with a new sandwich recipe. After sandwich connoisseur Hoji combined some salt, spicy Ora Mysticas, and some red onions, we had our first ghost shiny title and humongo power sandwich. Now, without the ghost encounter boost, I could make sure that only authentic Sinistcha from the outbreak were spawning. Also, since they were bigger, it was so much easier to tell whether they were shiny or not. Armed with this new sandwich technology, I set out on my search once again. And after only 15 minutes... Oh, there we go, a shiny. That's way more noticeable than I thought it would be. Hi there, how are you doing today? Yep, me too. Anyway, I have to spin the Wheel of Misfortune. Please let me some luck, okay? And oh boy, it's a 3. It's not the worst, but we'll see. Okay, let's do this. Alright Myro, you know what to do.
Matcha is better than regular tea. How dare you?
Maybe I shouldn't have gotten Sinistcha all heated up, because I have no idea whether it has memento and could faint itself. But it turns out I had nothing to worry about since Sinistcha just used Mega Drain over and over. Because of that, even after 3 turns of Curse, Sinistcha was still decently healthy. Now, it was time for a critical decision. Okay, let's see. I have a dream that a Dream Ball would look perfect with this shiny. Alright, Myro, let's catch this. Yo, let's freaking go. For the first time in this challenge, everything actually went exactly as planned, and I was now the proud partner of an authentic Sinistcha. Everyone, meet Barbie. She's a little obsessed with the color pink, and she's already best friends with Pocha, my authentic poltergeist. The challenge would usually end here, but Sinistcha has an evolution. And since I had no idea how rare this authentic outbreak was, you bet your sweet Bippy I was gonna go for a second one. After catching Barbie, there was still a bit of time left on the sandwich, so I ran around the fieldlands, hoping I would get lucky with another shiny. As I was doing this, I got to do some thinking. It's been a crazy challenge so far, but one thing that hasn't happened is getting a non-ghost type shiny. You'd think with all this running around that was bound to happen, but I guess not. Oh, hi. You're not a ghost type. I almost forgot what your shiny looked like, to be honest. You kind of just looked like you rolled around in some mud or poop, but a shiny is a shiny. Okay, admittedly, Espathra isn't one of my favorite shinies, but it was still cool to find it here so unexpectedly. And of course, Espathra still had to answer to the wheel. Alright, let's see, what will it be? Okay, 3 again. I don't think it has any moves to heal back up, so I'll probably only get 1 shot at this. Alright, let's go, Myro. After Myro laid a curse on the ostrich Pokemon and 1,000 years of pain were inflicted on Espathra for 3 turns, it was finally time to catch it. With everything on the line in a single throw, I decided to use an Ultra Ball and... yeah, it didn't catch and Espathra fainted into the dirt. It was unfortunate, but that was probably going to be the last shiny fail of this video, right? After gobbling up another sandwich, running around for a bit and ruining my eyesight by trying to spot a shiny teacup, I found another Sinistcha who looked a little different than the others. Yo, there we go, another one. I have one that looks just like you, so it's safe to join my team. Okay, as long as the wheel doesn't give me a 4, I'm pretty sure we can catch you in another Dream Ball. Come on, yes, a 1. Alright, we got this in the bag. Have you ever celebrated something prematurely just for everything to go totally wrong? Well, not saying that's what happens here, but yeah, just roll the clip. That was already 1 turn of curse, so it's Dream Ball time. Let's go! Alright. Still have 2 more chances, it's okay. Okay, let's try this one more time. Lucky second ball, go! Okay. Putting up a fight here, I can respect it. This is my last chance, but it's low on HP, so this has gotta catch. Come on, please. Oh, my crab cakes. Are you serious? I'm so sad. So that just happened. I'm never going to celebrate a shiny early ever again. I know I could have went with an Ultra Ball again, but this is a pink shiny authentic Sinistcha. If there was ever a reason to not compromise on the Pokeball aesthetic, it's with a Pokemon like this. And so, the search for the final shiny continued. The rest of the sandwich was a big old bowl of nothing, so I resumed the hunt after a quick lunch break. While running around looking for a shiny, the situation that just happened kept replaying in my head. There's a proverb that says, "Those who curse shall be cursed." Myro and I have spent so much time spreading curses that it was inevitable that these curses came back on us. As a result, there have been too many sacrifices. So, when I came across yet another pink teacup, I decided it was time to end this curse cycle. Hi, you don't know yet, but you're going to bring peace to this land. All we need is a little help from the shiny gods with the wheel. Okay, it's a 3. That's more than enough. Myro, use curse for the final time. Then, after 3 turns of curse, we were ready. By catching the Sinistcha, we could seal the final curse inside the Pokeball once and for all. Alright Myro, it all comes down to this. Together, we can cleanse Paldea. We can cleanse this land of all its curses. Let's do this one last time. With our hopes and dreams combined in the throw, Sinistcha and the curse didn't stand a chance. Ken, the authentic Sinistcha, was captured and the curse was forever sealed in the Dream Ball. We had successfully broken the cycle. Now there was only a few things left to do and say. Fudge found her redemption by becoming a Trevenant. Lufa decided to evolve into a Lampent, who evolved again into a beautiful, fiery Chandelure. Dusty showed his true eye as a Dusclops before transforming into a spooky Dusknoir. And finally, Ken embraced his true authentic self to become a Poltergeist. Throughout this journey, I've had a lot of time to think about the Pokemon we hurt with our curses, how all actions have consequences, and how Myro and I must live from now on to honor the ones who couldn't be here today. Our future adventures will be tributes to their memories so that their spirits can rest peacefully. Oh, also, you might be curious about what's next for Myro. Well, he and I are already back in Hisui for a special shiny hunting series we have planned. Let's just say he might have to prove that he's the true alpha. Wish us luck, we're gonna need it.